End of week 10 already. It's the end is in sight. So look, we had a really great week this week. We had a great week, tiring, exhausted. I imagine a lot of the kids are as well. We had an awesome week though.
I'm so tired. I could cry.
I'm so tired.
But it's been an amazing week. It's been a really, really good week.
I think I can't think of anything that we did this week other than Notables. It feels like it took up. It was all consuming. Notables was a massive hit.
Well, how did you find it? Because you've never done it before.
Oh, I thought it was great. It was fantastic. It was really, I think, a labor of love for a lot of the students.
Mm-hmm.
Students that you don't normally hear too much about or too much from. Going around and looking at their Notables stand, you could tell they were passionate about the subject, and the way they spoke, the way they knew the information, it was just, you could tell that they were passionate about their Notable. Yeah. And it was really, really cool to see. It was the only project that we've done like this year that really showed this side of the students.
Yeah.
And it was so exciting. And that's why I'm so excited for Market Stalls next week.
Yeah.
If they smash Notables like this, I can't wait for for Market Stall.
For Market Stall. Well, yes. We'll see how that goes. I think it's going to be okay. But yeah, Notables, firstly, thank you very much for all the really positive feedback that you guys have given us.
And for coming out.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I can't take any credit for any of the Notable stuff. I really, really can't, because it has been so student-driven. I mean, we set them up and we gave them boundaries and ideas and things, and the execution has been all of them, and arguably some of you guys as well at home. Thank you so much for coming in. It meant a lot to the kids. It really, really did. They may not say it, but you can tell that they were quite proud to have visitors in. And also it's just such a lovely occasion to catch up with some of you guys as the year ends, because at graduation next week, that's kind of going to be the only time that we all see each other again. And that's it.
It's done.
So yeah, it's a bit, I don't know. It's just starting to dawn on me that this year is actually...
It's bittersweet, I think.
At the end, and I'm feeling quite bittersweet about it. Yeah. And for those students who perhaps didn't quite get their Notables together, we had a debrief for about 15 minutes actually after everybody left, and we had a big conversation about, this is a taster. This is a taster of what's going to come next year. This was for only one subject. You're going to have a minimum of 8 or 7 next year. So, if your number one thing walking away from this is time management, then, prioritize that. That needs to be something that you get sorted. And I asked all the students to walk away with, we always host these discussions around the framework of, well, what worked well and even better if. And I said, I want all of you guys to walk away with an even better if. My project would be even better if I, whatever it may be. And some people who absolutely smashed it out of the park, they say, well, it would be even better if I'd finished it 2 weeks earlier so I could then have focused on X, Y, and Z or whatever it may be. So I think that it was a really big learning experience for the kids, as much as everything else. So, this week predominantly has been Notables and graduation. We have 40 more students taking part in graduation this year, which means logistics has just been something that we're having a go at, and I think it's looking really good. I think it's starting to come together.
Better than it was at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, the kids have been really, for the most part, they've been actually really good in graduation practice. They've been pretty patient. They've been pretty good. And I think that, next week is going to be an amazing celebration for these students. Whilst we're speaking about graduation, the graduation ceremony is going to start at 6. But if you could be here from 5:30 onwards, that would be great, because there are actually going to be little kind of memory booths outside the hall for you guys to watch. Should you be interested. And just a reminder that there is a dress code for the students for graduation. If you've got any questions, I'm pretty sure it went home in an email from Michaela Smith.
That's right, it did.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if it's smart casual, but it's smart. It's smart.
Smart.
Smart. You're wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a dress and heels. Like it's smart.
A lot of the boys are with chinos. They're wondering.
Yeah, chinos and a shirt kind of thing. Yeah. And the girls, we've already had a bit of a conversation about that. So that should be good. What else is going on? We've got the market stall on Monday next week, and then really it is just a case of finishing that off, making sure we're really set with graduation. Now, the one big update that I do want to give to all of you, and it's something that's a little bit different this year, are portfolios. Now, this year has been a trial period within CPS for us starting to do something called continuous assessment. So effectively what will happen next year, and I'm not going to make any promises, but what it could look like next year is that rather than having the formal portfolio that goes home with rubrics marked and a report and all of these kind of things, there's going to be continuous assessment. So there's going to be more things coming home at a more regular rate so then you guys have more of an understanding of your child's progress. That's kind of the easiest way for me to describe it, isn't it? So this year was a trial period, and originally we were thinking that term 1 you would have a hard copy portfolio, and semester 2 you would then get a link to a website that is your child's website that has all of their portfolio tasks on there. Now the problem we ran into was that the most up-to-date Google Sites app is brilliant, but it's not compatible with the iPad that these students have. So what it then meant was it was clunky, not user-friendly, and certainly not helpful in terms of you seeing your child's work. So what's actually going to happen with portfolio this particular semester is some stuff is going to be in the hard portfolio, which some students haven't brought back, so it's going to be coming back in a plastic pocket or with a paper clip. So some things will be in the hard portfolio and some things are going to be on Google Classroom. And the reason that we're going to direct your attention to Google Classroom is because there are a plethora of things that students have done on there that is so much more informative than a one-off portfolio piece. It's also some stuff's being given feedback, some's being continuous work, and there'll be rubrics or continuous in the portfolio. So it's a bit of a higgledy-piggledy mishmash. Now, the second thing that's a little bit different is that we have said to the students, here's the list of everything that you should have in your portfolio, and we've given them 2 lessons now. We're going to give them another 2 next week.
We even started filming the portfolios a bit today.
We've given them that list, and we're giving them 4 sessions, so 200 minutes to get that stuff, to put it all in. It is solely the student's responsibility. Now, we normally have an ironclad like grip almost on portfolios, and we've decided these kids need to step up to the plate. So we are leaving it to them. And a majority are really working quite hard to get it all together, and some are getting a bit lax about it. But frankly, at this time of the year, they should be sorting this out for themselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so when the portfolios come home, your expectation should be that there are 5 to 8 things in the hard portfolio, and then the specialists on top of that. And then on Google Classroom, there's at least 5 things from the English side that should be up there in a portfolio folder. So just FYI that's how that's happening. Now, do you need to run off? Because I'll finish this if you need me to.
No, I'll stick around.
Okay. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Final thing is that this week, whatever you have said at home, we really appreciate because the attitude. Yeah,
we've had really, really good attitude.
We've had such a good week. Such a good week. And the kids are stepping up to the plate. They have been. They've been really helping us. They've recognised that this is a pretty tough time of the year, and they have really stepped up and started to.
We just need one more week from them.
One more week. And what a week it will be. It will be so exciting. Yeah. So next week, if we just run through the events. Monday, we have our market stall. Tuesday will predominantly be graduation practice.
Transition,
and there's transition in the middle, not that these kids are involved in that. Wednesday, they've got specialists in the morning. Then there'll be another graduation practice. And I think there was one other thing that we were going to do, but I can't remember. On Wednesday, then we've got graduation that night. Then you guys have the dinner that has been organised for all the students. Thursday, we've got big day out. I know that we're missing maybe 4 or 5 permission slips. I've told those students they should come home and tell you. Then Friday, students arrive like normal. There's going to be a little bit of a presentation from some of the parent coordinators, class coordinators, which is very generous. Then the students will be given their bears and they're going to go around and get them all signed. We'll then come in for an hour of cleanup and all of that kind of stuff. Oh, that's something I need to mention. And then there'll be the final assembly for the last hour on Friday, and then they're going to be off and racing. One thing that we need to tell the kids this afternoon if students could bring in a green bag or some bag so they can start emptying their tubs and start taking stuff home, I really want to start that Monday. So then later on in the week, it's not some big deal. So if they can bring in a green bag or not a box, I'm sick of boxes. Green bag, not a plastic bag because it will break.
Yeah.
Some additional bag where they can start taking all of their stuff home. That would be brilliant. And it will also prevent there being mass amount of bags and stuff that have to be taken home on the last day of school.
Yeah.
Week 10.
Done!
Oh my gosh, I never thought we'd actually get here, and we have, and it's been good. Okay, you've got to go. So we will see you for our final week next week.
Next week.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.